This is Tina again, back in for another story. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers. I appreciate the views, the likes, the comments, whatever it is that you want to do. I do appreciate it. So the story that I'm going to talk about today is Athena Strand. And the reason why I want to talk about this story, I was looking it up, and I have noticed that she hasn't been getting as much attention, and this might be due to some litigation. But the story starts out with Athena Strand. She was only 7 years old, and she was at her house playing with her parents and the kids around, and she was with her stepmother. So apparently her and her stepmother had had some type of argument, and there was some type of renovation that was going on the property, so they were staying like in the shed in the back, and in the main house they had a lot of things that were going under renovation. So her and her stepmother had had a little tiff or whatever argument. I guess it's not uncommon. Obviously, most people know that. And so that Athena said she was going to go to her room, so the stepmother just continued to cook dinner and then just went to look for Athena about a half hour later and realized that Athena wasn't in her room. So she went to her family's property, which is nearby, to see if Athena may have been there, and she wasn't. So she then reached out to call her husband, who was on a hunting trip or on his way to a hunting trip in Texas. So he was on his way to San Antonio, Texas. This all happened in Paradise, Texas, the situation with Athena. So the husband went ahead and told the wife to go ahead and call 911 and to please, make sure to report Athena as a missing persons. So they did do that. It's kind of sad because in the beginning, the stepmother was under scrutiny because of the fact that she had had like a issue with Athena that day. I think they tried to arrest her. Or there's some issue there. So what ended up happening is the police got a tip, and the tip was something to do with the FedEx driver. So Athena's mother had sent some Christmas presents. So this happened in November 30th of 2022 was the day it happened. So Athena's parents, had sent some presents via, FedEx, and so the packages were delivered, and so that's kind of like how the police went onto the trail. So they end up finding out that there is another company that's contracted through Federal Express. It's called Topspin, or yeah, Top Big Topspin. And so what they do is they're contracted by FedEx, and so they send drivers out. And so this unfortunate part is that they do not, obviously, must not do background checks. So I've heard this a couple of ways. It says that the person, his name is Tanner Horner, the perpetrator here. It said that I saw in one article, it said that he was pending two prior cases of SA on someone. So, and then there was also another girl that came out that said that he had done that to her, like when she was a lot younger, which would be closer to Athena's age. So, and eventually what happens is they find out that is, who he is, Tanner Horner, and then they get him and they're able to find enough evidence and arrest him. The interesting part is inside uh, the um, the vehicle that he drives, like the van. There's a camera, and it shows the actual abduction of the child. It just they can't say for sure if it's Athena. It's a child that apparently it looks like her. All of this is still pending in court, so there hasn't been a judgment yet. The thing I can tell you, though, that I have found that's new, that I haven't heard about out there, is that the update is that Tanner Horner is now charged with capital murder. So he will likely be facing the death penalty for this. There are some other issues that are going through litigation through with the family. The family is trying to, I think, go after Federal Express and also after the company that's called Big Top Spin, because think about this, like, you know, as we go through, all these new changes where we do things online, where I talk about a lot about online predators or things like that. We also have a lot of things delivered to us before. We're allowing more and more people around us that we otherwise wouldn't have normally allowed, like just a stranger walking up to your house. Like, it's kind of a trip to think of how we are now as opposed to, the way we were. It used to be when we were young, when we could go out and play till the street lights, turned off. And then a lot of kids, a lot of children started coming up missing, and so a lot of that changed. The internet came along, and so yeah, I'm aging myself. I get it, but anyway, this is not about me. This is about Athena, and it's unfortunately about the scumbag that took her life. He did admit to what he did. He said that he originally tried to break her neck inside the van. Supposedly, she had said to him that she was going to tell her father, and this is the reason why. So supposedly, what he did was he says this is his side. He said that he accidentally hit her, and then that she said that she was going to tell her dad, and that's why he abducted her and killed her rather than call 911 or, So it doesn't make any sense. Also, what doesn't make sense to me is I hear a report that says that this guy had no priors. I do see another report that said that he did have two charges pending. So maybe because the charges were pending, maybe that's why they didn't show up, or maybe these companies just don't check on their drivers. I mean, most of the time they probably aren't checking on drivers, all the Uber, all the things that we use now. So it's just really really important to be careful out there who you're allowing on your property, and that you're aware of what's going on. Obviously, no one would have ever thought this would have happened to this little girl. She's playing at her own house, her father's house, lived there with her stepmother, and then the mother did go on to do some videos. I did see that video recently. It was very sad to see her grapple with this. I know that she has other children, and she had said that it's really hard for her to even explain to her, to her other children why they can't see their big sister anymore. So I imagine that this is very hard for the family. I hope that if this guy is found guilty, that he does get the death penalty in Texas. Texas does, people do still have appeals in Texas, but they do carry out the death penalty. It seems more often than most other states like California, where someone sits on death row for like 20 years. But remember, going back to, I think some of the other videos I talked about, I hope this doesn't bore you, but when it comes to a capital punishment case, once they do find him, death penalty worthy, and that's what they're going to do, they're going to have another hearing, and this is where the perpetrator's growing upbringing also becomes a part of the case, not only the crime, but the perpetrator's upbringing. So that's why you hear, like, those famous stories like Casey Anthony or things like that, where they are saying all this like outlandish things to just the point is the lawyer that's on the death penalty side of the person is trying to just save a person's life. So that's what their job is. And to us, I know it sounds ridiculous. If this guy did do this, I really do hope that he does get the death penalty and ends up burning wherever he needs to be burning to do this. Obviously, he had some other charges pending. I haven't seen any outcome of that. Everything seems like it's more on the hush hush. The more that I look, obviously because the trial, I know that he was in court January of 2023, but it was some type of arraignment. So then we don't have the exact court date yet, at least released publicly that I know of. But I will follow up with this case to see what happened, with poor Athena and, her family, and hopefully that this guy, Tanner Horner, if he did in fact do this, that he does receive the death penalty, and hopefully he's not one of those ones that keeps getting to appeal and live his life out and taking breaths that he's taken away from another, a poor little baby girl. Like, that's so disgusting to me. Those types of people, I just, I don't know what to say about it. I can't stand them. So in any event, I don't have compassion for them, and I am sorry that I sound a bit rough about that, but it really does gets under my skin. I'm sure it does a lot of people. So in any event, I will see you soon in the next video. I hope to to hopefully get more content out. If you subscribe to my video, that would help. My videos, that would really help me. I do have a library. There's quite a few videos down there. There's a lot of good information. I give free information. I'm not getting paid for any of this, especially for online dating. So if you're doing anything online, you can, do cross checks and things like that. So I do give a lot of information. So check out some of the new videos or some of the old videos that I have in my library. Okay, until next time, I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.